My brothers, Paul once remarked that he was given a thorn in the flesh. He perceived his suffering not as a curse, but as a profound gift. He recognized that God had permitted it for his ultimate good. Now, initially, he may not have viewed it that way. After all, who among us does? In moments of pain, we rarely express gratitude for our suffering. Yet, as time unfolds and God reveals his purpose through our trials, we begin to gain clarity. Consider that daily struggle in your life, the one you wish God would just remove. What if that very struggle is, in fact, a manifestation of his love for you? You might think, if only this burden were lifted, I would be better off. But what if it is precisely this challenge that draws you closer to God? What if it keeps you humble and prevents you from being swept away by the currents of life? Think of it like launching a rocket. At first glance, it appears slow and cumbersome, weighed down by its own mass, struggling to ascend. Yet that very weight and resistance are what enable it to break through the atmosphere. Without these challenges, the rocket would lack the momentum needed to reach the vastness of space. In a similar vein, God sometimes allows burdens in our lives, not to weigh us down, but to guide us safely through the storms we face. As Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 12:7-9, because of the abundance of the revelations, therefore, that I might not become too elated, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, an angel of Satan to beat me, to keep me from being too elated. 3 times I begged the Lord about this, that it might leave me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness. I will rather boast most gladly of my weaknesses in order that the power of Christ may dwell with me. My brothers, what may feel like a burden today could very well be the very thing that prevents us from stumbling in the future. This is the essence of the thorn that Paul experienced. And it could be the same for your struggles. They are not punishments or signs of rejection. Rather, they are gifts of grace, challenges that God, in his infinite wisdom, allows us to face. One day, you will look back and even recognize that even these trials were expressions of love. Embrace them, for they are shaping you into who God meant you to be. What feels like a burden now might be the very thing that keeps us from falling later. This is what the thorn was for Paul, and that is what your struggles can be for you. Not punishment, not rejection, but a gift of grace, something God lovingly allows. And one day you will look back and even say, that was love. Be the family warrior that God has called you to be. I'm Robin Miller. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and share. God bless.